How's it going, guys? So, a big case in the news right now is the Adam Toledo case. He's in Chicago. He was shot by police officers. He's only 13. It's an incredibly sad case. Now, this is kind of what I'm doing tonight. This is my goal and aim because I really want to compare what is going down with things. Now, I do acknowledge that Adam Toledo, him and I guess a 21-year-old, they were out at 2 a.m. shooting at cars. Okay, I do acknowledge that. So don't think I'm being, obtuse to the fact that they were doing something very dangerous and foolish, and they shouldn't have been doing that. But on the body cam footage, cop says, drop your weapon. He dropped his weapon. He dropped it behind a fence. He was like this. He's clearly like this in the body cam, and he got shot and killed anyway. And he's only 13. There's a lot wrong with this case. Now, I'm not sitting there blaming the mom because she's got kids, and she's probably just doing the best she can, to try to stop this kid from, doing things like this, of course. But a cop has a responsibility, to not do that, especially if they're like this. That's the whole point, to put your hands up so they see there's no weapon and everything like that. And I know, it's a risk situation, but, and they're trying to say, well, hey, there was only less than a second between the time he dropped the gun and the police fire. It doesn't matter, though. This is their job and everything. So this is a tough one. So I'm going to read this case, but I'm going to read another case, and keep an eye on my YouTube because I'm going to follow on one very different, that is very similar. Well, not even completely similar, but I'm also going to read the Kyle Rittenhouse case because that is one going on right now, going to court, and the way people are handling it is different. I don't want to talk too much about that. I'm going to save that for that video. But I was just kind of sitting there pondering on the two situations, okay? And, both are young, both are teenagers, both had weapons, and why is it that they're treated differently? So let's just kind of go ahead and look. What's going to happen with Adam's case? Is the cop going to be any kind of charges? I'll be honest, I'm not really feeling good on it. Is there already going to be a lawsuit, anything like that? Will this make any kind of change or difference? So let's see what's going on. Let me get you guys situated there. But yeah, this one, it's a tough situation. It's not as cut and dry as other ones because he did have a weapon. Okay, but he is still a child. He is still a child. He was probably scared, shitless with this, weapon and everything, and he dropped it. But is it gonna make any kind of difference? But I'm not feeling too good. But let's just see, what's going on. What's going on in Chicago, man? They've got a lot of problems. They got a lot of problems, guys. But I think with the little Adam Toledo guy, I think he was going by the name Little Homicide. There's some stuff there. And, he was falling into the trap, the conditioning and stuff like that goes on. And it's just a shame, but still. It would have been so nice if he would have had a shot and he could have got, past all this. Because he's still, 13 is he just became a teenager. Okay, so let's see with the Adam Toledo case. What's going on? Let me pop that up in case I want to read that. Oh, it's going to start playing. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's just close that. Never mind. Okay, let's see what's going on. Yeah, I look at the worry card and I feel that makes me feel the mother like she's been worried for a while that something bad would happen to her, him, or one of the kids. So there was a lot. I feel there is a fear. Mothers kind of know. they kind of know when their kid is going the wrong road and they get real scared. So we were already worried that something bad could happen and stuff like that. We've got that, but I do look at the Queen of Wands, she's independent. She's just trying to manage everything and so forth and keep everything straight. And a lot of times Queen of Wands, so she was probably disciplining and things like that. But at the same time, he still was going in the wrong road. I do have the Wealth card, so I think that's very possible there will be a lawsuit. So it's kind of popping up in there. Exactly when is a little bit unknown. We've got that moon there. I do have to take note, actually, though, I believe the moon, this was done at night. There was very little light, just like a moon cast light. I feel that's going to be one of the big things there with that. But still, he's got that body cam. Yeah, and we've got the mother, so I do believe the mother is going to sue. Let's go ahead and look a little bit more. And the Emperor can be to represent law enforcement for me and so forth. Let me go ahead and pull a clarifier on that. And I've got the Star. Yeah, and then I've got the Eight of Cups. Now, Eight of Cups especially is about, like, walking away and so forth. So, I look at that Adam, I feel he was in a position where he thought about just walking away from all these people and the situation, but he was kind of caught up in it and so forth. So maybe he felt he couldn't walk away, but I feel he was trying to. I feel there was some things there that he was considering, getting away for that. I feel like somebody may have been talking to him, what there are opportunities there that you can do better. So I feel people trying to get him on the straight and narrow and so forth. Definitely. But then I look at the swiftness card. This all happened very fast. How everything goes on. And that's all it takes is just really fast. But everything was kind of chaos and it just went really swift, with that swiftness card, with what went down. Yeah, I do believe there's going to be a lawsuit that's going to pop up. And I feel the young man, I've got the Strife card. He was used to living in kind of a world of conflict, and stuff like that. This has also a competition type of thing. So like other gangs, that. There was that, the fighting and everything. This was a part of his world, sadly. Unfortunately, like that. But there are people that love him, and I feel that people that love him, obviously his mother, trying to get him straight and everything like that, doing their best. And this is his spirit, he's just the Knight of Wands, he's kind of, sometimes they're just, they're very energetic and fleeting and just, wanting to take action. He's a feisty little spirit. He's only 13, we can't fault him too much and everything like that. Now, I kind of look at the Queen of Wands showing here. That makes me feel a prosecutor type of energy, if they're even going to let this go to trial. And I feel like there may have been some issues with drugs. Somebody may have been on something that night. There could have been a little bit of that with the Seven of Cups. Let's kind of see what's going on. Definitely a lawsuit with the Gain card. I've got a lot of pentacles popping up here. But as far as charges, Disappointment card pops up, okay? So, and I look at the Seven of Swords, futility. So I don't feel that the officer, they may not even be charged here. It's going to be a slow process with Temperance popping up there. But I'm just not feeling so far. And I feel it might be a female attorney general, something like that. District attorney, whatever. But I'm just not feeling necessarily there will be charges against this officer. I don't see anything. I feel a lawsuit would be successful. There's always going to be a difference with a lawsuit. They may find someone liable in that, but not necessarily criminally, is the challenge there. But I'm just, as far as an officer going to jail or anything like that, I feel he would have good representation and things like that. We've got the law there with the Hierophant. I'm just not feeling it, guys. I don't feel anybody's going to go to jail. They're going to see with the Virtue card, the cop had no wrongdoing in it. It's not as cut and dry as Dante Wright. Dante Wright is a case that, they should have just let him drive off. You know, they should have let him go. He was not armed. There was no reason to shoot the young man. You know, we know that. That is very cut and dry. This is a little bit different because this little guy had just dropped the weapon and within seconds was shot. So this is a hard one. And this is why I feel that I don't see a conviction of this police officer. I also don't feel they're necessarily going to lose their job. So far with everything, I feel that they are not going to lose their job on this situation. I've got that virtue card. They're going to feel like you did no wrongdoing. You went by protocol. I'm just repeating what they're going to say, okay? Don't get mad at me, okay? You went by this, you went by that, you went by the book, you did all the steps. You know, it was kind of dark and this and that. There was only a second he dropped that gun, you shot, okay? And that's how it's going to go down and stuff. Is it, you know, but I still feel a lawsuit is going to pop up that they're going to handle and see things a little bit differently, that they're going to have, the family's going to have a pretty good attorney to kind of prove, hey, he should have never pulled that trigger. You know, he was like this, the little guy was like this, right? You know, he had dropped it. And, you know, a cop has to be alert enough to know if there's a difference between this and holding something in the hand. And so I feel in that respect, they'll be able to sue, you know, for wrongful death, but I don't feel the cop is going to be charged for it. So that is really the differences with the case. And it's, you know, especially when I get to Kyle Rittenhouse, we're going to look at that. I do have the truce card. So I feel hopefully things should stay peaceful out there for the most part. Some protests here or there, but I don't feel things erupting in violence. And I feel one of the reasons that they're not necessarily going to go too crazy. I know he's young, this, that, and everything. But at the same time, they know this is a very gray kind of case. This is a gray area. And, you know, because of what's happened, and he had a weapon and they were shooting at cars. What if they killed someone, you know? So, but poor little guy. And it's just like, it's just a tragedy. What, you know, this is why they got to stop just handing guns upon guns out to people. You know, there needs to be something. I know everybody's all Second Amendment, don't take my guns. I know, but, you know, and I understand it's a Second Amendment right and everything, but at the same time, we keep arming everybody, you know, and this is why we have more killings, and we've got all these people in jail and all this stuff. There needs to be some kind of change. There needs to be some kind of change. And I just drew the Six of Cups. I believe the mother may have had 6 children. Is what's going on with the 6, and that can be my children or childhood card as well. It's a very sad case. So no, I don't feel the officer is going to get it. I don't think he's going to lose his job. I don't feel that anybody's going to lose their job over this one, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, especially when there's a split second, you know, situation. No, he should have shot. I mean, I certainly would. You know, you got to be able to see those hands, man, you know, that's your job, you know, to see those hands and not shoot a 13-year-old. And I agree with people on that. But like I said, it's a very gray area. This is a tough one. It's not as clean. You know, Dante Wright should not have been shot. And of course, we don't want this one shot either. But, you know, with having a weapon and things like that, it's a major challenge. However, I'm about to read Kyle Rittenhouse. And that's what I look at. And this is one of the reasons I'm doing both these cases. Why is it that this young man is shot and he's like this? But when Kyle Rittenhouse is like this and he's got a weapon slung over him and he just killed 2 people, why does he get to go home that night and then he's arrested? And not even that, there's a lot more to it, and I'm about to get to it.